Hello, everybody. Welcome into Tiger Talks Wrestling. Been a few minutes since we've been on here last. Okay, maybe a couple months, just about. But still, a lot's happened since then. We've kept up with our tallies for prediction shows since then. I'll get to those later. You don't see it right now, but somebody's got a certain nickname that he's going by for some reason. I wouldn't understand why, but we'll get into that. Um, yeah, I know. You've won both years for that one. Um,
And you will in everything else.
and of course, your host, Jon I.
How's it going?
So, irritated. That's how it's going.
Yeah. Well, hopefully 20 will be made back. Everyone still here watching. So we're going to be talking about Night of Champions. I mean, at this point, SmackDown's already aired. But of course, for the United States, we haven't seen it yet. So it's normal start time in a half hour. But we got 6 matches to discuss. And Tony's back now, so I think we'll let him take the air.
Well, we'll try to take it from there, anyways. Let's see how that happens. All right. So, as you were just saying, we do have 6 matches to discuss. I'm going to try to get this done in a timely manner. Um, First match we're going to talk about the United States Championship match. You've got Solo Sikoa, of course, facing the current champion, the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu.
Well, they're leaving the door open on this one for some shenanigans, 100%.
Well,
Because
yeah,
we know that Hikuleo debuted technically on a park
Hikalea.
bench. Um, So this year we see Leo come in and help Solo beat Fatu, take the title. I don't think so. I think Fatu retains 100% with the help of Big Jim.
Yeah, so I better double check my notes, but I'm pretty sure Eddie agreed. He's got Jacob Fatu retaining. If people heard, Eddie had other things going on. He couldn't be here today. Where did it go? Oh, he sent it to me the other way. Never mind. Yep, he's got Jacob Fatu winning over Solo. I am also going to say it's too early in the U.S. title reign for Fatu to lose. I think Jacob does win. You bring up Hikuleo. I do see Hikuleo show up at Night of Champions. I think he's going to attack Jacob though. And I don't know. Did you lose me again? It briefly said, oops, connection lost.
No, I got you. I hear you.
Still got me? Alright.
Yep.
So next match we're going to go into... It's going to be the street fight. As you got Raquel going one.
Uh, let's see here. I know I'm supposed to say a certain person because of the wife. However, I feel like Roxanne Perez is going to get involved and help Raquel beat Rhea, which is going to lead to something huge at SummerSlam. So I'm going to go with Raquel for the win.
Okay. So I see where you're going with that one. I see Roxanne getting involved, yes. Street fight, no disqualifications, of course, anything goes. But I could also see, since they got the numbers game and had the advantage over Rhea on Monday, Rhea having a backup plan of her own. Whether people like it or not, I could see Nikki Bella getting involved and helping Rhea pick up the win here. And for that matter, Eddie also has Rhea Ripley winning over Raquel Rodriguez. Leading into a tag team match, whether it be just 2-on-2 or 3-on-3, because there was talk of joining in Revolution as well. So we'll see where that goes. Who they get as a third on the heel side, I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. With Liv gone now. But on that subject, before I go past this match, originally Liv Morgan was supposed to get a women's world title match against Io Sky at Night of Champions. So let's put that out there. Where do you think, with that situation, do you think it ends up being 6-woman tag match at Evolution then? We get Io, Nikki, and Rhea versus Liv, Raquel, and Roxanne? Or how do you think they originally were planning on going with that? Because with some shenanigans, Liv could have potentially won back the women's world title tomorrow.
I mean, it probably would end up being a six-woman tag. But there's also been this whole thing where in order for Rhea to get her title back, which she should have still, she's supposed to team up with one of her best enemies. So I feel like
Yeah.
this whole Rhea versus Judgment Day gets carried out. And at SummerSlam, she's getting beat down. And Liv returns and helps Rhea.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's too soon. From what it sounds like, Liv's going to be out for quite a while. Even longer.
Well, whenever Liv comes back.
Because what I was hearing, it could potentially be up to 6 months that she'll be out of action.
Ah, just in time for Rumble season.
Yep. Alright. Would have been interesting to see how they went with the whole Evolution card, because I know Liv was supposed to be a main entity when it comes to Evolution, and they're having to rework a lot of things for Evolution now. So.
Yeah, damn card stage.
We'll see how it plays out. Can't blame Kyrie saying it was just a freak accident.
I can still blame her.
Nothing wrong with it. Alright. Next match you got, for the first time in 3 years, Karrion Kross gets a singles match on a premium live event. The last time against Drew McIntyre in a strap match. Strap match? Yeah, I think it was a strap match. I think it was Extreme Rules as well in 22. Karrion Kross gets a singles match. I mean, the last premium live event he was on was WrestleMania last year, of course, in the 6-man tag. What? You're going to correct me on something.
No. Not this time.
Oh, I thought you were. Not this time. Okay. But anyway, Karrion Kross goes one-on-one here with Sami Zayn. Who do you got? Before you give your pick, I'll go into what Eddie had to say. He's got Sami beating Karrion Kross here.
This is my issue with this. And the issue is Karrion is so over. And WWE does not realize how over Karrion is. If they're smart, right, Karrion will get the win here. But they're in Saudi, and Saudi loves Sami. So I'm going to have to go with Sami.
So to build off of that, I mean, have you seen the posts on social media of the people that have been hovering around Karrion Kross and Scarlett since they've gotten to Saudi Arabia? They love Karrion Kross about as much as anywhere else that you see Karrion Kross show up these days. He's been getting loud cheers, even just showing up on Raw and matches he's been in. Like you said, he's gotten himself over organically. Do they re-sign him when his contract comes up soon? I would think so, but we'll have to wait and see what goes on there. Right? Personally, I would rather, like as you mentioned, I would rather see Karrion Kross win this match. But in the long run, I want to see them go more into the promo that he did after WrestleMania. I want to see Killer Kross eventually transform and become his actual name again here in WWE if he's going to stick around. We're seeing bits and pieces of the Killer Kross character since WrestleMania, I feel like. Maybe that's what it'll need to get him to the next level and get some wins, but I'd rather see Kross win here. I feel like both men really need a win. I think Sami is the one that's going to get it, though, as well, like you guys do.
No offense to Seth Rollins. Karrion should have been in the money match.
A lot of people should have won. LA Knight, let's be honest. LA Knight should have been Mr. Money in the Bank. Not Seth Rollins. Seth doesn't need it.
What are you talking about? Andrade should have won.
Sure. No, the megastar needs it, but it sounds like big things might be coming for the megastar, so hopefully that'll be the case. All right, brings us to the first finals match, the Queen of the Ring finals, as you've got Raw's Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, going one-on-one with SmackDown's Jade Cargill. Of course, the winner will go on to face their brand's women's champion at SummerSlam in the beginning of August. Um, this one could be quite the interesting match. It's a first time ever match between these two in a singles. I mean, they've had their tag team matches, the Kabuki Warriors versus Jade and Bianca, of course, but we've never seen them one on one. So that's something that'll be interesting to see. Eddie does have Asuka winning with a little bit of help from Bianca Belair, just to throw that one out there.
With help from Bianca.
With help from Bianca.
Or sorry, not from Bianca, from Naomi. My bad.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Okay, so how I see it is, if Jade wins this, Naomi's going to cost her at SummerSlam
With the cash.
Mm-hmm.
Or Naomi just costs her in general at this match. And that's the storyline that would be so good because of how they built it so far. And as much as I want to see Jade win, I feel like just brought Asuka back. Asuka's on a roll. Just give her the Queen of the Ring. I'm going Asuka.
I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with either one of these two as the winner and Queen of the Ring, personally. But, and I will go through this. The Fatal Four. What did you think of the Fatal 4-Way matches that they had for the first round of this tournament, by the way, before we dive right into my pick, anyway?
Well, I'll be completely honest. The best finish of all the women's ones gotta be the fact that Alba Fire did not tap, and Alexa Bliss was able to get that for Abigail and get the 1, 2, 3.
Yes, I would agree. I love that. Just the whole interactions that we've seen between Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair have been outstanding since Alexa to action as well.
Well, yeah,
honestly,
the future women tag team champions.
Sure.
Tag team champions.
Yeah. Connection.
I can still hear you.
And reconnecting because I'm checking messages because Eddie had something to say. Yes, I misspoke.
How dare you get it wrong and say Bianca?
How dare you get it wrong and say Bianca?
Yeah. Because I was talking about Bianca and Jade as a tag team. Anyway, Mr. Eddie from the Bronx in there. Can't join us here because he's got a sleep study at 8 o'clock or 8:30, but you can join in the comment section, see how he is. I wasn't sure how I felt about him doing Fatal 4-Way matches at first for the opening round, but honestly, they were some great Fatal 4-Way matches that they had both in the women's and men's divisions for the first round of the tournaments. And like you said, the finish with with Alexa and Charlotte having the figure 8 locked in on Alba, and Alba taps out 1 second after the 1, 2, 3 for Alexa to pick up the win was perfect timing. Just great the way that happened. None of those Fatal 4-Way matches were terrible in my opinion. Now when you get into the finals, the semifinals, it was quite interesting matches that we got out of that. When you see the Alexa Bliss and Asuka match that happened in Grand Rapids last Friday, great match between those two. Could have went either way really at points it seemed like, but Asuka gets the win. So I'm gonna, and this might not be popular with some people, but I'm gonna be the devil's advocate, if you will. Here, I don't like that they're using Asuka's version of the hip attack pretty much as her finisher now. I just feel like if they want to go with something that's a pinfall version, she's got so many other weapons in her arsenal that she could use for her finish instead of that. Because it looks too much like the rear view from Naomi, in my opinion.
Right.
Right.
But Asuka has looked really good otherwise. I just don't like how what they're using for her finish. And then Jade and Roxanne had an okay match in the semifinals on Raw. Um, it wasn't terrible, but it's still Asuka and Alexa had the better of the two matches. I felt like. Uh, SummerSlam cashes in during the match or cashes in on Jade after the match to become women's champion. So I got Queen Jade coming up tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon. I might be frozen, I'm not sure.
The final boss is happy.
The final boss.
Yes, I skipped the final boss. Isn't happy. You guys are doing great. Can't wait to see you guys all this bullshit tonight. Yeah, we do have to get together over at Eddie's house at some point because we haven't been. Over. I'll have to figure something out.
Right.
Right.
All right. So as long as you can still hear me because it says "oops connection." Gotta love that it connects and reconnects and disconnects and all that BS. Got the Queen of the Ring finals. There it goes. Move into the King of the Ring finals. Again, they had some great Fatal 4-Way matches leading up to the semifinals. But when you talk about the King of the Ring tournament, the semifinal matches were amazing as well. I mean, Randy and Sammy put on a clinic. But it was an incredible match between Cody and Jay. I mean, I've known they've had their singles matches in the past. It's been a long time, of course, great friends, and I just felt like, honestly, that match on Raw Monday night, up until tomorrow anyway.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. I'm wondering why you say hopefully. But anyway, because of course, in the King of the Ring finals, we already know whoever wins the King of the Ring is going to go on to be disputed WWE champion. Maybe at SummerSlam. Now, when we get to the undisputed title WWE title match, that's why I'll explain why I say maybe. But both men, of course, from Friday Night SmackDown, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, the Viper, Randy Orton. First time in a long time these two men have faced each other one-on-one. I feel like, as fans, we've been dying to see this ever since Cody returned to WWE. It's been rumored to happen. It's finally happening tomorrow at Night of Champions in Saudi. What did you think of the entire King of the Ring tournament and everything that's leading up?
Well, the King tournament itself, I've enjoyed. My only issue is I don't see the point of taking the title off of Jay for just to have Gunther versus Goldberg for a title. Made no sense. Just to give him a spot which could have gone to somebody else who deserved it, like a Karrion Kross or something. Goldberg for a title.
I just love that mine goes in and out, so I didn't catch any of that, really.
It's made no sense to give Jay that final spot after losing the title. When it could have gone to someone like Karrion Kross that could be used.
Yeah. I agree with that, because I thought they should have went with somebody better instead of... No offense to Jay, but they just need to pull the trigger on what they're planning on doing with Jay Uso anyways next. So let's have him go back and be in the tag team division with Jimmy, of course. The Raw tag team division could definitely use the Usos. But there was rumors of Karrion Kross potentially getting that spot. There was rumors of Ilya Dragunov returning and getting that spot. So many other people were rumored to potentially get that spot. And then I hate to say it, but the disappointment came that they just gave it to Jey Uso. When I feel like so many others could have gotten that spot and would have deserved it. But in a way, I guess it's kind of a good thing, because they would have lost to Cody in the semifinals no matter what. So, do you really want somebody returning or debuting potentially to lose that soon as well? Double-edged sword, I feel like.
Yeah.
No matter which way they would have went with it.
Yeah.
But, want to give your prediction first? You want Eddie's prediction first?
I want Eddie's prediction first, because I'm still 50-50 right now on this one.
Eddie went with the American Nightmare win match for the undisputed WWE Championship. And since you're still 50-50, and I can understand why, because I've been kind of back and forth a little bit here, because either one of these two guys would be great choices. But I just feel like we're going to get the rematch at SummerSlam from WrestleMania. I'm going the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, to win as well. Last time Randy Orton did win, and Cody Rhodes was technically fired and from losing that match, when he lost that match. So
we know that these two are going to cross paths eventually. So we also know what the history is going to cross paths. They both make, for the most part, we also know that they both make, for the most part, decent deals. And we knew at some point down the line there's going to be a Cody Rhodes heel turn.
right.
So I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to say Randy Orton comes into the ring. Cody turns heel and costs him the title at SummerSlam.
Oh, wow. That could be interesting. We will see. I mean, do you have Randy Orton lose the King of the Ring finals 2 years in a row? That's another question for it, since he is in the finals for a second straight year.
I don't think so. But if he does lose, I hope he gets clean and not like in a crappy way.
Not having his shoulder up when the referee counts to 3 like last year. All right, that brings us to the main event of Night of Champions, which starts, of course, at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for anybody that'll be watching it uh, on Peacock tomorrow. Other times, no matter where you're at, but 1 o'clock for us, anyways. I won't be watching it live because I do have a graduation open house to go to for a cousin, so I'll be catching up on it later in the day. But should be a fun show, and it'll all be culminated with this main event as we got, for the first time in over 12 years, the best in the world versus the greatest of all time versus John Cena for the undisputed W. And before I get into that, we got a person in the chat. She highlighting how that marketed Cena versus Orton I don't see Randy winning. You never know though. WWE can throw curveballs at you, so we'll see.
But who says Cena's going to be champion at that point?
Cena's going to be champion at that point.
Exactly. Which we'll get in. So Punk and Cena main event, first time in a long time, over 12 years. He does go John Cena beating CM to close out Night of Champions. I do want to point out, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen any spoilers yet, but make sure you watch SmackDown tonight because it does something very unpunk-like that pays tribute in a way to John Cena. So it'll be a good watch if anybody hasn't seen SmackDown yet. Who do you got for Punk versus Cena tomorrow, John?
Let's see here. This is what I'll say. Going in tonight's SmackDown. I thought Punk sister. And then I saw what happened. And realized Cena will come out on top and retain.
So you got Cena?
Yep.
I'm so conflicted on this because everybody knows I'm a huge CM Punk fan. I'd love to see Punk be the one to end Cena's reign. I could see this going even a different way than what I'm going to mention. She also says, I predict all sort of shenanigans tomorrow with the ending for the main event. I could see that happening too because of what I'm about to mention. We can't forget about Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth freaking Rollins. We know he's there in Saudi. He'll be lurking. Does he cash in tomorrow night? Does he walk out as the new WWE Undisputed Champion? That's the question. I personally don't think so. It could happen. But I think Cena's going to keep the title at least through SummerSlam or until SummerSlam. Who knows if it'll go past that or not. Some people saying maybe Cody turns heel on Cena at SummerSlam to win back the title, and then Cena goes on to potentially win back the title in his last match to retire as champion, but we'll see. Seth Rollins, maybe. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Seth Rollins could cash in tomorrow. But I really want to say CM Punk's my pick, but I gotta go with John Cena somehow, some way, maybe with some help from Seth Rollins, from a distraction from Seth, if nothing else. But I still think John Cena walks out of Night of Champions still undisputed WWE champion.
What about Drew getting involved?
Who?
No.
I didn't hear who he said, so.
Oh, Drew McIntyre.
Oh, Drew McIntyre.
Oh, Drew? I don't know, because last I heard, Drew might be out even longer than what was originally talked about. So we'll see. Considering the altercations of Cena, Punk, and Rollins during the Fanatics Fest last weekend, there's a good chance that is true. But we shall see what happens. I think pre-show or whatever it is they call it that they had today. I don't know if anything happened there between those three or not, but I'm sure Seth is there with Braun and Bronson.
Well,
I
yeah,
did
can't go
catch
anywhere without his two
who won one of the
bodyguards.
matches
Yeah,
for
can't go anywhere
SmackDown.
without his two bodyguards.
Huh?
Can't go anywhere without his two bodyguards.
Can't go anywhere without his two bodyguards.
Well, yeah. Of course. But anyway, should be a fun show tomorrow, anyways, from Saudi. Hopefully everything goes well there, and hopefully everybody gets back to the States safely with everything that's going on over in that part of the world. But it'll be interesting to see how everything turns out. I know they had some transmission issues during SmackDown when it was live earlier today. So, how that'll play out on TV tonight. Of course, some people will be happy about it. Go out, and I'm sure Grandma's got it on out in the living room. I'll be out there in a minute. Some people, I'm sure, are happy about it. Some people might not be. Tonight is the last 3-hour SmackDown. They move back to 2 hours starting next Friday night, but permanently. So enjoy it while you can. I personally thought they should have stayed at 3 hours for SmackDown, but that's me. Of course, on deck, we got the Women's United States Championship on the line. Zelina Vega defends against Julia. The SmackDown, the WWE Tag Team Championships on the line, as well as the Street Profits face the Wyatt Six. I already know who won the first of those two. I don't know who won the other one. I'm hoping a certain team won, but I'm not going to go into that. So we will wait and see. I got to get out to watch the rest of it, the show. Thank you guys for watching. We had about 4 people in here at one point in time. Shahab says, okay, guys, hope you enjoyed tomorrow's show. Gonna tune into SmackDown now. Same here. Gonna go into there, go out and watch that. We will watch tomorrow, and we'll catch you guys next time. We'll get back on here sometime soon and talk more about how the predictions are going all season as well so far. So we'll see. We'll figure out something. It might not be from the current app or studio that I'm using today, but for John, Eddie section, we'll catch you guys on the next time. Thanks for tuning in.